I have no idea if this is focused anymore.
Is it on though? That's the $1 million question.
Yes, and guess what? The lens cap isn't on either.
That's crazy.
Success.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to week 4 of my New Year's project. My name's Laura. If you're watching, you're following me on this journey as I try to actually complete all my New Year's resolutions and document it over the course of 2021. One of the goals I have this year is learning one new recipe every single week in 2021. This is going to be my video for January, showing all the 4 different meals that I learned how to make. One of my friends, Martha, is then going to come over. We have an additional guest who will not be judging, but their name is Pepper, so it's food related.
She's pretty judgmental though.
Try all the 4 different recipes, rank which one's her favorites, which ones are great. I didn't exactly do something smart because of course it's me. Let's last minute everything. She's supposed to be coming over in a couple hours and I just went grocery shopping. Obviously I made everything over the course of the whole month, in order to have it all at the exact same time. I could have filmed it all, could have edited, could have filmed it when I actually made them, but instead we're gonna put it in a time crunch because that's how I work best. We have a couple hours till Martha gets here. We gotta get cooking. So 4 recipes all at the exact same time. It's time for my Top Chef moment, but I think it's gonna go great. Let's get started. The first recipe I learned to make this month was a turkey chili. I added olive oil to a pan, diced onion, and diced red pepper. The goal is to cook the onions and peppers down until the onions are translucent. One of the other things that I added was a tomato paste because it adds a really concentrated flavor to the mixture. When the onions are translucent and cooked enough, that's about this moment, I like to add garlic and then I'll turn down the heat because it doesn't take the garlic as long to cook. Next thing we'll want to add is the turkey meat. I like to break it up after kind of just plopping it right into the pan. And this is where we'll really want to start adding more seasonings as well. The main ones I ended up using were paprika, a mild chili, cumin, and salt. Next I added 2 cans of canned tomatoes as well as 2 cans of black bean. I chose bone broth to be the main stock and liquid of my chili, but you can really choose any that you like, including veggie. You'll want to stir to combine, really scraping the bottom to make sure nothing's sticking. You'll cover your chili, lower the heat until it simmers for about 10 to 20 minutes. At that point, I like to add spinach to it to add extra nutrients. Typically, nutritionists would not recommend boiling spinach as a cooking method for it because all of the nutrients would then get soaked into the water and typically people would then drain it and lose those nutrients. Because this is a soup, all of those nutrients will stay in the broth. This ends up being what the chili finally looks like when you're ready to sit down and eat it. Because I have really awesome friends, they were willing to rate and be a part of this project.
It smells
meaty.
Yeah. Not my favorite smell, but it smells decent. I'm afraid that it's gonna burn my tongue.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you judge it as?
I'm like an 8. 7 or 8.
That's where I was gonna go.
For my second recipe, I wanted to do a vegetarian pad thai. I've made a meat version before, but never vegetarian. I added sesame oil to peppers and onions, as well as pepper, turmeric, paprika, and a little bit of salt as well. You'll then mix to combine, and after it cooks for a little bit, I added bean sprouts as an additional veggie to the pad thai. I let the veggies cook for a little bit. I wanted to switch my focus to making the sauce. I started with a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. I then added 2 whole limes. I had to split it in half just based off my thing. I added a big chunk of garlic and ginger. We then added peanut butter, which is the base of the sauce. It really makes it nice and thick. I added some spinach. You want to add it later on because it cooks quicker. You're going to want to push all the veggies to the side of the pan, and that's when you take your mixture of soy sauce, peanut butter, all that, and you add it to the other side. It allows it to cook together and just kind of caramelize a little bit more and thicken before you then fully mix all of the veggies, the sauce, and the pasta then all together. Once you have with some cooked noodles, you have your completed pad thai. One of my favorite things is to add toppings onto my pad thai. For Martha and Tucker, I added crushed peanuts, green onions, but you can also add cilantro as well.
I like the presentation. I like that it's in a mug.
I ran out of clean bowls.
This is funny.
It adds to it. It smells delicious.
This is the equivalent of getting a comment like, interesting as to how your food tastes.
Not bad. Not my favorite, but not bad.
Tastes like pad thai.
And what would you give the ranking to?
A 6.
Like a 7 or an 8. About the same as the chili. Maybe a little bit higher actually.
For the third recipe, I wanted to challenge myself by making homemade pizza. I took some yeast, water, and sugar, and I mixed it into a bowl to be the basis and starter. The yeast takes about 10 minutes to fully develop, so we're gonna leave that off to the side. Dough is actually really simple to make, particularly pizza dough. It's pretty much just a few ingredients, which is that yeast, water mixture, flour, salt, and a little bit of olive oil. After about 10 minutes, you're gonna have a really frothy, bubbly mixture. You'll then want to mix and combine with the other ingredients until it forms a ball. You'll cover for about 10 to 20 minutes until it looks like this and you're ready to shape your dough. I'm a big fan of just using my hands, whatever gets the job done and work. The biggest tip would actually be to do it right onto the pan, which is what I ended up doing. This was a homemade sauce that I still had left over, so instead of making it in this video, I thought I wouldn't waste it. Made a big mistake. We don't have any mozzarella, so guess we're using Mexican style cheese. This ended up being only a cheese pizza because I kind of messed up. Like, I didn't even have the right kind of cheese. You can really get creative and use any kind of toppings you want. You can make it really healthy. It also does put at risk using unhealthy ones. You're gonna wanna bake at about 425 for 15 to 20 minutes. It really depends on your oven, but when it comes out, it'll look so good. Oh my gosh. Like, come on. Like, that's just good looking.
Pizza!
I'm actually very excited about this because I love pizza. The presentation isn't perfect, but it's unique and I love it.
You could tell it's homemade.
Yes.
But
yes.
that's not a bad thing.
It smells good. The dough.
It's very bready.
Yeah.
It's not very crusty, I know.
I like that though.
Well, it almost doesn't taste like pizza dough.
Y'all are being really nice judges, and I appreciate that. On a scale of 1 to 10, how high would you rank pizza?
Like a 6 or 7 personally.
I give 9.
Right.
I'm
So
also a harsh critic for pizza.
that's fair.
She's so good. She's one of those, let me shove my face into your hand,
Yeah.
but then if you touch her at like the wrong centimeter, she'll like start biting you.
But then also be confused as to why you're no longer petting
Yeah.
her. My footage making the salad got corrupted, so here's me describing it instead. So it's a walnut, apple, feta, spinach salad with a raspberry vinaigrette.
And you made this?
I did in fact make this.
Did you make the vinaigrette?
I did not.
Did you make the spinach?
I did not.
What about the feta?
I did not.
Oh. Salad.
What kind of cheese is that?
Feta.
I love it. I like it.
I like the apple because the walnut is also in there. Because they're both adding a crunch.
Without either of them, it's so good.
That would just be cheese and spinach.
And the
Hey man, I fuck with cheese and spinach. Put that shit on pizza.
spinach. It's my favorite. For this, I'd probably give this like, I'd say 9. It might surpass the pizza.
I think for me, it's better than the pizza and the chili. I just don't know if it's as good as the pad thai.
I really appreciate you guys watching this. I know this video took me an extremely long time to make and get out. I'm still working on my New Year's project. I haven't given up. One of the things that I really believe in is that just starting and just doing something can take a really long time, but it's better than to not do it at all. So keep coming, keep watching if you want to. See you next time.